Hi guys, welcome to our long-awaited home tour video. To start off, we are using a lock-in V3 for our main gate. It uses the usual fingerprint, palm, face, pin code, key tag, and NFC ways to unlock. So far, we usually use the face recognition as that is the most convenient for us. There is also a door viewer function which you can check via your phone app. For our main door, we are using the lock-in V5 Max and we really like how slick it looks. You can also generate a one-time pin for your family or relatives to enter your house if needed. For both locks, you can also pair them such that the main lock unlocks after the main gate is unlocked, so you don't have to scan your face or your fingerprint twice. The V5 also has a higher resolution door viewer than the V3, but the sad thing is that it would be blocked by the main gate, so it kind of defeats the purpose. You can also make a live voice or video call to whoever is pressing your doorbell, and there is also a deadbolt function here for extra security. And we also installed this door latch as well. After stepping into the house, this is how the entryway looks like. We use the same micro cement laminate throughout the house to keep it seamless. Here is our DB box. We have removed the original DB box door and replaced with a carpentry tic-tac door instead. We also have air vents cut out at both the top and bottom to dissipate the heat generated by the Wi-Fi equipment. This is how our ubiquitous Wi-Fi setup looks like. For those who are interested, we do have a separate video which is really detailed on this, so you might want to check it out. And this is how the air vent looks like from the inside. The next portion would be the door covering our bomb shelter. This is also a tic-tac door, and there is another small storage compartment above to maximize all possible storage spaces. We will not be showing you the bomb shelter as it is still messy inside and we have not installed our storage racks yet. The last section is actually a shoe cabinet, and this is done all the way till the top. There are quite a lot of internal shelves here. At the moment, we are only using the bottom half for our shoes, while all other miscellaneous stuff goes to the top. This is really useful as we just dumped all sorts of things here after our reno was done, and it instantly made our house tidy and clutter-free. Another thing to note is that the internal carpentry laminates for the shoe cabinet and DB box is actually dark brown compared to all other internal laminates for the rest of our house. This was actually suggested by our ID since this would be used to place shoes, so it would be better to go for a darker laminate color. So moving from this corner, this is actually a curved edge, and we did not do carpentry all the way in, so it sort of just ends here. Now onto the more exciting part. This is how our main living area looks like. We have flushed the wall using partition to make it flat, as there was a recessed part previously. And then we have a built-in floating TV console with our TV mounted on the partition wall and forced with additional support to keep the area clean and wire-free. This is a closer look of our KEF LS60 speakers, which we have featured previously. There are 3 flip-down panels on our TV console with all our wires hidden nicely inside. We opted for flip-down instead of flip-up so it would be easier to access the space inside. Both our speakers have their wires connected to each other by running through the internal back portion of the TV console. And there are 2 cutouts with the kind of cover you usually see on computer tables at the side of our console, like this, and we specially chose this beige color so it matches well with our laminate. At the top of the TV console, we also asked for this kind of cutout you see on computer tables. This is for future proofing in case we have additional gadgets to be placed on top of the console later on. I'm just gonna show you this particular cabinet as it is the least messy. This is how the flip down looks like, and it also has a soft closing. This is how the wires look like inside. There is a hole cut out behind the TV console for the TV wires to come through from the partition wall and be plugged into the sockets. Anyway, there is not a need to use nice switches inside the carpentry. This was a mistake made by our electricians, so please learn from our experience. Then this is our Samsung frame TV in 65-inch, and we really like the art mode and how realistic the paintings look. This is directly mounted on our partition wall, and we really like how flushed it is. We did install false ceiling in the living and dining area, and here we are using recessed down lights from Birthday Light. We have 4 lights in total for this part of the living area with a white color ceiling fan from point 1. Moving over, we have a day curtain that is opening up in the middle to our balcony door. This is how our balcony looks like. It is really small, just 3 square meters. If you have watched our earlier videos, you would have seen our zip blind installation. So we have a dark grey zip blind to block out sun and rain, as it can get really warm and bright in the mornings even though we are not direct west or east facing. The zip blind also helps to block out rain, but we didn't keep it closed all the way down, which is why you can still see some water stains on the floor. And over in this corner, we have a small money plant just to add a touch of nature and green and make our house less monotonous. We also have one warm light here. We specially chose black as advised by the light people, as this is for outdoors, so it wouldn't get dirty so easily. This is how the main portion of our living area looks like. We have added a few extra stuff from Taobao recently. We have a grey recliner sofa from Harvey Norman and a cream armchair with a leg rest from Taobao. And our huge carpet is also from Taobao. We have some cushions and side table from Hip Van as well. This is not our actual side table as it came with some defects, so we are getting it replaced with a new piece in another color, which will be coming in a month's time. But we do like how versatile this table is. Now, this second portion of the living room is where the head bedroom used to be. This part we are keeping it empty and flexible, so we just have our Dyson vacuum and mop and purifier here. For now, it can also be used as a space for our mahjong table or for workouts and so on, but it really makes the whole living room more spacious and airy after hacking the bedroom. For this part, similarly, we also have false ceiling with 4 recessed down lights and day curtains. But this curtain is a little different. It only opens from one direction instead of in the middle like the other one. So we can keep it aligned with the piece of wall on the right side of the window. We also have our 24K aircon here running on its own System 1 compressor. This is the only aircon covering our entire living area, but I have to say it is really sufficient to cover all the way to the TV wall. Most of the lights in our house, especially in the living, dining and kitchen area, are smart lights, meaning that we can adjust the tone and brightness via an app. So this is the warm light and we can adjust it to white. You can see it has changed here. Then warm white. And back to warm. You can also adjust the brightness. This is 100% and now I'm changing it to 20%. You can see that it has really dimmed down. We are using all the Grand Galleon switches in champagne color and we really like the feedback of the switch. We also have a two-way switch done for our living room lights so that we can turn it on and off here, as well as at the entrance of our house here. Moving on, this is one of the most exciting and statement pieces of our house, which is our huge island, which is 8.5 x 5 feet. It is made with a double profile sintered stone and waterfall down at both sides, and we really like this sintered stone design from Vulcan. We have 2 island stools on each side. We actually bought 6, but we found that it is too squeezy to put 3 on each side, and it's usually just 2 of us, so we decided to remove those extra ones. This 60 cm stool is also really comfortable, and you don't even feel like you are sitting on a high chair. We also have a lot of storage space below, but we will not be going into those in this episode, and we can do a separate one on that just talking about our carpentry. On top of the island, we have a hanging pendant light, just a simple long white one in 1.6 meters from Verde as well. This is just one tone in warm. It also really matches our white ceiling fan as well. And then we have a 9K aircon here to cover the dining area and island portion. So on this end of the island, we have an M-Glow water dispenser which is under the counter, so the water tank and water filters are all hidden underneath. And we have a secondary sink on the island as well. This is a smaller sink, and we have also kept some wine glasses at the end. Cause that area is like a dead space which we can't really use since it's blocked by the wall. So that is quite a good place to store our glasses, so we won't really knock them down as well. We also did a concrete sink support for both our sinks, and here is where our M-Glow water tank is at. Of course, the doors are all soft closing, and here we also have an air vent cut out at the bottom to minimize moisture and humidity. At the other side of the island, we have a cutout where we slot our mini Kadeka wine chiller. This is a small one that holds 31 bottles of wine. Here, we have our Whirlpool microwave and oven, both are built-ins, and lots of storage space above. Followed by 2 LG fridges combined together to form a French door configuration. We really like the texture and color of the fridge. This portion is where the hood and hob is. We are using Whirlpool for both, and same thing, we have a lot of storage space above. We have the usual LED lights here, and we use glass backsplash for the entire kitchen. Not sure if we have talked about this before, but because there is a water pipe at this area, so the carpentry would have to protrude out. Therefore, our ID actually suggested we protrude it all the way to make it a more uniform look instead of just protruding at this portion, which wouldn't look as nice. And we really like the end effect of this. At the bottom, we have a mix of cabinets, drawers, and a spice rack, which I'm just going to show you really quickly. Here we have a 2-layer spice rack, enough for us to keep many things. And you can also see what I mean here about our internal carpentry laminates. These are all lighter in color for the rest of the house. We do not have false ceiling for the kitchen, so we just have 2 down lights. And we also did smart lights here to give us the option of switching to white if needed for cooking. But to be honest, I think we've gotten used to warm lights already, and we don't really switch to white actually. Here is our coffee bar area, where we have our coffee machine, grinder, and equipment, as well as the primary sink. For the bottom, we have a mix of drawers and cabinets, as well as a coffee knockbox. The top is where we keep some coffee beans, cups, alcohol, and so on. And of course, underneath the floating shelf, we have LED to brighten up the working space. Just a quick look at our coffee stuff over here. And here is our primary sink with the same regal sensor tab in gunmetal. Similarly, we also did a concrete sink support and an air vent below. So the coffee bar area has an L-shaped bottom carpentry extending all the way to the service yard. And this area we have a whirlpool dishwasher in white. Behind it, we have a bottom cabinet used to put our laundry basket. We specially asked our ID to have the carpenter make a flap on the door to allow us to easily throw our laundry in. When we need to wash our clothes, we can still easily open up the cabinet door to take the whole laundry basket out. On the floating shelf, we have our carts as mentioned earlier and some kitchen ingredients like our garlic and onion, and towards the service yard window side, we have our hangers and iron. The entire portion here also uses glass backsplash, and the tone of the glass ended up really matching our theme as it's a little beigey instead of having the usual blue or green tint. Here, we also have our Stegan remote controller in white, as well as extra switches for our kitchen appliances like air fryer or even for our iron. For the countertop, we are using another sintered stone from Vulcan in a lighter white-grey design. This is our service yard, and we have a 60-litre AO Smith storage heater which we relocated here instead of the common bathroom. It's also nicely hidden behind the bin. Our hot water pipes are also extended to our kitchen and toilet taps to provide us with hot water when needed. And right behind it, we have our Stegan Solar Pro in blush pink. We have also had the service yard door to open up the kitchen, and we do not have lights in the service yard because the Stegan already comes with light. And we also have a LG wash tower here. So one small issue is that due to the carpentry on the left and the floating shelf on the right, we cannot extend our Stegan poles all the way, making it hard for us to hang large items like bed sheets. So that is where our dryer comes into good use. Here's a closer look at it. In fact, we are actually drying our clothes now. We really like how compact the wash tower is compared to having two separate washer and dryers stacked together. Right beside it, we have our carpentry tall unit to cover the pipes. Something different about our tall unit is that we did not conceal the pipes fully, if you can see here. So in a way, the pipes are still left exposed and accessible behind in case there's any issue with the pipes or if there is a need to change the washer dryer. This is how the tall unit looks like. The internal space is a little shallow but still good enough. It is filled to the brim with all our household cleaning and laundry items for now. And you can see the back part is not blocked up. And this is also the piece of laminate that can be removed to access the water tap behind if needed. This is the frosted glass door for our common toilet. In fact, we are using the same white door for both toilets. It allows more light to pass through, making it brighter, but you are able to see the silhouette of the person inside actually. This is how the common toilet looks like. We have actually overlaid both floor and wall tiles. And we have a total toilet bowl with washlet, and a Regal towel rack here, although we don't really use this toilet to shower much. And this is a Regal rain shower set in gunmetal. And we also used glossy towels for the shower area like a feature wall. At the bottom, we have a curved drop-down shower curb. We also erected a hollow block wall to separate the shower from the sink area, so there is a niche here for the shower stuff. This is the sink area, which is our favorite part of this toilet. We have a full height mirror and a sintered stone integrated sink with another niche done on the side. Anyway, this is the same sintered stone as our island if you haven't noticed. At the bottom, we have a floating plank to keep the area open and prevent moisture and molding. We also keep some household stuff here like toilet paper and some toilet cleaners, and it is also in the same laminate as our floating shelf above our coffee bar. This is how the lighting in our common toilet looks like. We have one downlight and the usual LED strip inside the acrylic box. The downlight is just a simple small downlight in warm tone. So for those of you who have followed our Reno journey posts on Lemonade, TikTok or IG, you would have known that we bought the wrong kind of LED. We got a more expensive waterproof cork LED meant for outdoors, which cannot be used under the kitchen carpentry. But there was no issue to use them here, so we just proceeded with it. But because of its material and flexibility, the strip does not stick or adhere well to the wall, and therefore you can see it's not properly aligned or flush towards the edges of the acrylic box, and it keeps sticking out, even though the electricians have already helped us to readjust it a few times. So we just have to close one eye for this, as we do not wish to repurchase another LED. This is how our bedroom doors look like. We managed to choose a color that goes quite well with the door frame. The door frame is the original one that came from HDB, so only the door is being done by our ID's vendor. This is how the master bedroom looks like. We have our queen-size Sealy bed and an unblocked view. There's another Dyson purifier here and some night curtains. Over here, this is a built-in dressing table which also acts like a bedside table for me. There is a shallow drawer with some power points and light switch. The mirror also comes with storage behind for skincare and makeup products, and another top cabinet above to store more items. Moving on to the wardrobe, it is a typical L-shaped one with a mix of hanging rods, shelves and drawers with lock inside. We also specially asked our ID to create an open niche here to allow us to hang clothes that are lightly worn to air dry, and here we also leave our small bags once we reach home. In the master, we have a total of 4 downlights. So these 3 downlights are non-smart, so they are just default warm. This one above the vanity over here is a smart one to allow us to change it to white tone if needed, so that it will be brighter when doing makeup, for example. Here is the master toilet with a darker theme compared to the common toilet. This integrated sink uses a darker sintered stone and in a different style from the common one, which does not have any slanted cutting. Our toilet taps are also from Regal in gunmetal as well. For the shower area, we have a glass shower screen with black border and the same rain shower set from Regal. We also have a shower ledge here, made using the same tiles as the wall for a seamless look. We also have a bigger curve here for the shower curb, and we asked the contractor to provide us with a door stopper for the glass door in this toilet so it wouldn't knock onto the walls, although the glass can be opened in both directions. In the master toilet, we face the same LED lights issue, and I think it's more obvious from this clip. In this toilet, we have 2 downlights instead of 1, as the toilet size is slightly bigger, so we are actually foregoing the original lighting point in the middle and having to add 2 additional lighting points. In the study room, we have almost no reno done, just loose piece study tables, and we are using the same night curtain here and a normal white light. Alright, that's all for our home tour. Let us know if you have any questions and we can share more definitely. Do remember to like, share and subscribe. Bye!